was at 9 o'clock, but this was, most of our games was like this. We didn't know if we were going to have 3 players, 4 players, 5 players. This is the first time we had a C team. We had a B team that was, so we have Min, Chris, Jared, Sunny, and Aaron. We're missing the 2 Jonathans, Jonathan Wong and Jonathan Abad. So with that said, we lost more games this season than the past 5 seasons combined. We actually won some games, and we made it to a tournament in Daly City, so at least that was good. But these guys did well. With the increased playing time came more opportunity, so a lot of guys scored a lot of points, and they did good. So for most of these guys, it's going to be the last time they play organized sports, right? Because when they go to high schools are pretty tough now. It's pretty competitive. So hope they enjoyed it, and it was an honor coaching you guys, coaching the B team and one of the guys on the A team. So we'll start with the first award, which is most inspirational. This player was probably our best player, and there were only 2 reasons I gave him most inspirational. One is he loves basketball. And if you know this guy, he just lives and breathes basketball. He'd call me and text me asking if there was practice when he knew there was practice. And he'd play 3 to 4 hours before a game, and then he'd get tired during the game. So, we had to correct that. But he's smiling over there, so most inspirational is Min Kia. He scored more points this year than the past 5 seasons combined, so it's a theme here. It's my son, the reason I coach this team, Chris Jimenez. And the Coaches Award, for those 8th graders out there, if I ask you, who do you see diving for the ball every play since 3rd grade, you'll give me one answer, and it's Jonathan Abad. He was the leader of this team. He led by example. He'd get frustrated, and his dad would say he was always good for 1 3-pointer. He actually had like 5 3-pointers in one game. So he's not here today, but let's congratulate them.
The B team. I'm going to actually let them introduce themselves real quick.
I'm Kenneth.
I'm Sean. I'm Steven Blecka. I'm David Nunez.
That's Rick. Coach Rick actually started coaching these guys. Third fields with me. My awards are always for kids who are never here. So, my most inspirational was really, he was a court general. He was our point guard. He was a true leader, true coach on the floor. Never stopped hustling. He was the quickest kid, probably the smallest kid on the team. Carson Jung is our most inspirational. Little story about my most improved player. Like I said, I've seen these kids since, my son started playing in 4th grade, but I've seen them since at least 4th grade. This kid, are my most improved. I remember, where's Vic? Vic. What was it, like 2 years ago, we asked him to play point guard against, I don't even remember, Bayview or something, and these guys were aggressive and they're tough, and he came over and he said, "Coach, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be point guard." Totally changed, night and day. He's grown, he's matured, not afraid to have the ball in his hands, and drive the lane and do a lot of crazy stuff, try to score and try to inspire the team, and that's Roman Gintu. I want to thank Roman's dad, Dennis. He was our scorekeeper all season long, and then Michelle Palad was my team mom. So Coach's Award, again, not the best player on the team. This was Mr. Do-It-All. This was the kid. He wasn't going to score. He wasn't going to carry the team, but if I needed someone to get a rebound, he was there. He would jump in there and he'd go get a rebound. If I asked him to play point guard, he would. He wanted to. But he was great in the post. If it got physical, he may have started it. But he was the tough guy. He was the Dennis Rodman on the team, and he's going to be taller than me in a couple months, and that's Bubba Blecka.
I'll
I'm going to be long-winded. This is it. These guys are on their way to high school, and man, 24 years coaching everybody that in our Daly City Championship the other night. A winning culture based on learning how to play basketball, made it academically, and they've already got a reputation before they got there because these guys worked hard at what they do. The bottom line is that I want to, thank Miss Mo and Miss Garcia. There's not too many parishes that have a real true community where they let kids who are not part of the actual school come in because they live in the parish. Back in the day, CYO used to have a super division where top schools were in the super division. Bottom line, they were like Sacred Heart Grammar School, True Hope. Those were about my age. You probably know what I'm talking about. But it was probably the best basketball that I've ever seen. And these group of kids, from 3rd grade all the way through 8th grade, basically made it to the championship every year. We've lost a total of 5 games during that stint, and we lost the championship in 3rd grade, 4th grade, always Division I. We never dropped below Division I. They were always losses by 2 points, 3 points. And one of the true lessons of a coach is how do you get these guys to stay together and to buy in all the way through 8th grade? And we did that the last 2 years. They believed in their parents, they believed in what we were doing, and we basically stuck together and we won the championship the last 2 years. And I told them that's kind of like a high school thing. You win your varsity years, that kind of shows everybody that, hey, we're still together, we're on top now, and all the hard work that we put together, they reap the benefits of being on top. So let me introduce these guys. First of all, there's Coach Ed's son. All these guys are our sons, and the bottom line is that we've had a lot of nurturing, a lot of parenting. All these guys are our kids. There's ups and downs through, just imagine, 3rd through 8th grade, crisis, problems, issues, and we were all together with our families, keeping these guys together. And they were sleeping at my house, Coach Ed's house. They were always in our house together. So, it's all about family, and that's what's so special about this group. So Julian Gregorio, who's on his way to Reardon High School. The 2 twins, Chris Bullingett and Matt Bullingett, both on their way to Reardon High School. You have Jordan Lim, who's on his way to Sacred Heart. Zach hasn't made up his mind yet, but more than likely he'll probably join these guys at Reardon if all thing works out. So good group of kids, and my brother here Ed's been with me. If you don't know who the twins are, basically they sacrifice their body. They give you 110% every game. They're all about defense. Only the last 2 years these guys are like a force scoring. But if you ever want to lock anyone down, the twins will get the job done. And Chris Bullingett, I don't know if you guys remember last year, he got real ill, got real sick. He was, we were really worried at times that we might even lose him. I mean, this kid always comes back from the worst injuries, both Chris and Matt. And, both these guys are just an inspiration to me and to every guy on this team. And when he got real sick, the whole team and parents went to the hospital to go visit him. Once again, it's all about family values. With his skills. But the thing about this guy is that he shows up every week, he does his thing, he gets it done, and he's one of those guys that slowly inspires you. Like, man, that guy just he keeps his mouth shut. He just gets the job done. So Ed and I gave the most improved player to Julian Gregorio. They are 2 great human beings. They're well behaved. These guys are always totally respectful. They're just 2 great kids. But this year's Coaches Award, both Ed and I both agree that if there was anybody that was the go-to person in terms of playing defense, or just, an inspiration to all. It's Matt Palinki. So Matt. So that's it, boys.